Be Your Best You, the Passionate to Purpose podcast with David Delaney. And you're very welcome to this episode of Be Your Best You, Passion into Purpose. Today we talk to someone that, despite the challenges of the last number of months, have done just that and turned their passion into purpose. Join us as we talk to Paula Byrne from Apple Blossom Holistic. And Paula, you're very, very welcome to the podcast. Paula Byrne from Apple Blossom Holistic. Paula, tell me a little bit about yourself. Who is Paula Byrne?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me. Who is Paula Byrne? Well, what a big question. I'm me, and I try to be authentically me every single day now. And I think Paula Byrne is constantly evolving. She's an optimist. She's a creator. She's a dancer. She's a friend, daughter, sister, creator, holistic practitioner, nature lover, wine lover, food lover. She's many different things.
So this journey has led you, Paula, to open Apple Blossom Holistic. Tell me a little bit about that, because I mean it's been an eventful 12 months for so many people. And I suppose has Apple Blossom, it's kind of in the last 12 months that we really see more of the Paula that is behind Apple Blossom. So maybe tell us a little bit about Apple Blossom and how that came about.
Yeah, so anybody who knows me knows that I'm a trained primary school teacher, and that dancing has always been a passion of mine. I've been involved in many of the productions in Portlaoise on stage and off stage as a choreographer. I've taught Zumba, so I've always had things on the go on the side. And I suppose 10 years ago, I did my master's in dance, and that was really the start of this journey towards holistic living and developing Apple Blossom Holistic, although I didn't know it at the time. Okay. And from that, I guess I started to look into mindfulness and well-being a lot more, because I did my master's in dance was based around women's well-being and how creative dance has a positive impact. And that led me off in many different paths. And during the lockdown, I had a lot of time to reflect on, my own life and what I was filling it up with and whether that was really serving me or not. And I had time to reflect and think, well, what does fill me up, and where do I suppose, feel like I'm making the most difference? Because for me, having a purpose has always been around helping, caring, empowering. That really fills me up. I get a lot back from, seeing somebody's life being a little bit better, a little bit different for the better after having engaged with somebody. So I suppose while my day job of teaching fulfills that need in certain ways, it didn't fully fulfill that need for me. So Apple Blossom Holistic it has been born out of that. It's currently an online space, but in the future, it's going to be a real physical space where people can come to, I suppose, learn about becoming their best self. And that can look different on any given day, but it's about empowering people and giving them the tools to recognize what their best self looks like, and to be able to sit with themselves, with whatever emotions are there, to get to know their mind, body, and soul better, with compassionate awareness, really, of yourself. And just allowing that to be, because I guess that's the journey I've come on, especially over the past 12 months.
Okay. So an interesting question to ask is what did you want to be when you grew up? Or what do you there's a two-pronged question. What do you want to be when you grow up, or what did you want to be when you grew up? Have you
So
always been on this journey towards
no,
teaching?
no, 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 no. As I said, like dance and movement and performance, obviously that's been always been in me from a tiny, tiny child, you know, and my mom and dad were really supportive and sent me off to my dance classes and whatever. But um, I wanted to be a vet. And I was
Okay.
only having this conversation with my partner the other night. Yeah, I wanted to be a vet, which I suppose again it's helping, it's making a difference, it's a caring role. Um, but then that changed, and I decided I wanted to be a teacher, but a secondary school teacher,
Okay.
and maybe do some kind of communications and PR as well. I wasn't really sure, so I did an art course down in Limerick, liberal arts. It was brilliant. But I went to France on my year off campus, my Erasmus year, because I was doing French. And I taught in a primary school over there. And that's when I said, no, I love this. I want to be a primary school teacher. That's what I want to do. And it was at that time. But I suppose as I started to evolve more and gain more life experience and different things start to happen, yeah, as I've said already, that just it wasn't fulfilling a need,
Okay.
and I was starting to reach out all over the place that try different things.
Okay. That's it's great. I think that's one of the positive things about the last 12 months is that people have actually seen, people who've gone into professions and into areas of life that maybe they feel, okay, this is it. But I think one of the positive things from the last 12 months is that people have seen, okay, there's actually opportunity here. We all have the same 168 hours in the week.
Yeah,
And it's we're doing different things. And I think for some people, it's been a literal realization that, okay, I'm now sitting here. I would normally be insert whatever here, and
yeah,
I'd like to try. And I wanted to be, so there's, of course, there's not stopping anyone who says they want to be a vet, who've gone through, teaching, whatever, to actually just pursue
yeah.
that. But I think that's been a real positive thing. But on the last 12 months, have there been any particular, I mean, apart from the obvious challenges that people have there been any challenges in your life and in your work, that maybe you could share some learnings from that particularly, I don't know, stick out and you say, okay, that was really challenging, but this is what I did, and this is how I got through that.
Yeah, well, I suppose loneliness was a massive challenge for me, and sitting with it, allowing it to be there, and figuring out what loneliness actually meant. Because
Mm.
I was physically here in my house by myself. Um, I was worried about family, worried about friends, especially when we couldn't see them. And that was really, really challenging. And I guess it was challenging because I like to know I can mind people and look after them and be there. And that wasn't physically possible,
Mm.
and I missed that connection. So I had to, really sit with that, let it be there, figure out why was I lonely? What was it about this thing called loneliness?
Mm.
Um, because being alone and being lonely are two different things, and I've never really felt lonely before. And maybe that's because I didn't have this space to feel lonely because, pre-March last year, I'd come in from work and I'd be racing back out to, meet people for coffee or go to the gym, or it was a busy life. While I thought I was living quite true to myself, I was too busy. I was filling things up. So having that time to sit, and I realized that for me at that time, loneliness meant the absence of sharing experiences.
Okay.
It was that I was experiencing my locality and my daily life so differently. It was like I was seeing, I was out looking at sites when I go for my walk. I was like, I was seeing things for the first time and seeing them from different perspectives. And I noticed that you can see the church spire here in Abbeyleak from everywhere. I'm living here 4 years and I never realized that. And
Right.
I'd just be in awe, walking around, going, "Oh my God, I'm so blessed to be living here." And I don't have anyone to soak up this experience with me right now,
Right. Right.
and on any level, because I, I guess in any community, it's hard to, as a lone person, to kind of infiltrate the community. I suppose, like, while I know people in Abbey Leaks, I didn't know people very, very well that we could be. Well, you weren't allowed to meet up with people outside your household anyway.
Mm,
But
mm,
my family don't live in Abbey Leaks, so that was hard. I did find that hard at times, and initially I found it hard not to be going places, to slow down. I found that hard, but
mm,
I've reaped the benefits. You know, I I needed to slow down. I needed space and stillness,
mm,
and I needed to process all that on my own.
mm. So
I can't say it was a very negative 12 months at all.
mm,
There were dark days and there were dark moments, but I had connections. I had people I could tell if I was feeling crap, or needed a cry, or, I needed a chat. But yeah, the year, it was a year of growth. It's been a year of growth, and I'm very, very grateful to have had the space for that to happen.
excellent, excellent. Paula, just a bit of a strange tangent question I'm going to throw into the conversation. What's your favorite song and why?
Ah, can I have two?
Right, you can
Well,
have two. You can have two. You can have two. Yeah.
you might know this one already, because anybody who knows me knows that I absolutely love Rhythm is a Dancer. Like, that is my tune.
You have to sing. You have to sing it for us. Sing it for us. So
No, I
that's a Snap, if I recall. Is that Snap?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, guaranteed, guaranteed. Mood changer, mood lifter. Get me up off my ass, move around. I absolutely love it.
Okay.
And the other one that is kind of, it's nearly on a par with it now, is Toto, Africa. Oh, just something to my
Africa.
soul. Oh,
Would you
I
believe?
don't know what
I
it
think,
is.
yeah, Africa is the only song I've ever heard in my lifetime that ever managed to get the word Kilimanjaro into the lyrics of a
Yeah,
song.
and I
So,
think that's kind of what it is. Like, it makes me want to dance, but
yeah,
also just something to my soul. Yeah, and
yeah,
it like conjures up all these images of travel. So
excellent, excellent.
yeah, yeah,
So
I think they're my
traveling through
top two.
song, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, if I were to give you, if I were to give you a magic lantern, okay, and there was one wish inside of it, what would you do with that magic lantern?
Oh, just one.
Just one.
Um, Usually there's three, David. You've been involved in Panto. You know this.
We don't have a lot of time on the podcast. Hello. Come back next
So
time and do the second one.
I would just, I think what I'd wish is that we all could live a little more from a place of love rather than fear. Because I think the whole world would be a better place if we were all less fearful of everything, and lived a little bit more from a place of love and compassion.
Okay, okay. What's the best
And if
piece
that's
of?
corny,
Not at
I
all,
don't
not at
care.
all. I'm asking these questions, and anyone I'm speaking to is like, can I see the questions first? Nope.
Oh
Surprise.
God.
So if I were to ask one piece of advice that you've been given, and what's the best piece of advice that you've been given in your lifetime?
The best piece of advice that I've been given in my, lifetime so far, I suppose it's been different at different times, but just to be as authentic to yourself as you know how to be, and not to be afraid what other people will think of that. Just to
Okay,
be you as much as you can, and not be afraid of what others think of that.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um, the the thing that seems to be the common thread talking to people, and like we're talking to people all around the world at the moment, and it's really cool and it's fascinating. Like the thing that unites us all is humanity. And you know, it's so interesting. Like I've spoken to an actor who didn't always want to be an actor, but it has, you know, through their life path ended up in the acting, the acting field. And then I spoke to someone who's a musician who always wanted to be an actor. So there's this huge synchronicity happening, and it's taken something like this to actually realize we're all on the one planet, and put into perspective, you know, how connected we actually all are. And you know, it's just, it's fascinating. So in linking into that, who inspires you, Paula, and why?
So that's a really good question, and I have to say the people who inspire me, they're not, you know, they're not celebrities, they're not famous people. It's my friends and my family and people who get up every day and do the best that they can. You know, my friends and family are living lives that are true to themselves as best they can in any given moment. They're dealing with adversity. You know, everyone has their own struggles, but anyone who shows up for themselves every day, gets through their day as best they can, reaches out and just tries to live a good life. Yeah, I'm surrounded, I'm lucky and blessed and so grateful to be surrounded by a great circle of people who we cheer each other on and support each other, and you know, we've got each other's back. And it's funny because you could be having a brilliant day and a message comes into the phone and someone's really struggling that day, and there's always one of us able to offer the support or lend a hand or a listening ear and pick each other up. And you just know you're surrounded by this positive energy and light that wants the best. We all want the best for each other, and we're just showing up into life every day and getting on with things as best we can.
Excellent,
So
excellent.
I find that really inspiring and really encouraging. And
Okay. So
yeah,
it's important to have that support network, and you know, we all are, and that's, I suppose,
really
one thing is
important.
excellent. What is next for Paula Byrne and Apple Blossom Holistic? What's on the cards for the next wee while?
Well, I suppose with the way things are, a lot of online. So as I was saying, literally Apple Blossom Holistic at the moment is an Instagram and Facebook page. That is it. But I'm trying to reach out to people. I'm hoping to do a little bit more of that. I have some chair yoga sessions coming up. They're at the moment just for educators. I've been working with education centres during this whole year. So yeah, there's a few chair yoga and meditation sessions coming up. But I also have an event coming up called Be Your Best You, and that is on the 7th of March.
I know nothing about that, Paula.
Yeah, you don't know Annie, you wouldn't, sir, you wouldn't. So that is going to be my little slot, and that's going to be talking about self-care, how you can best look after yourself, and delving into some meditation as well. My good friend David Delaney is involved in this too. He has a session, and Ailish Patrick as well from Black Hill Wood, she's doing the yoga. So David's looking after mind, Ailish's body, and I'm going to be soul. So I'm
That
really
sounds
looking forward to that. And hopefully from then on, I'll be launching my own online sessions for Apple Blossom Holistic, which will be a
excellent.
mixture of chair yoga and meditation. And then
Excellent.
watch this space for the future.
Wonderful. So people can find you on Facebook and Instagram under Apple Blossom Holistic.
Yeah, Apple
And
Blossom Holistic on both platforms
excellent,
there. Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
Paula, it's been wonderful to talk with you, and thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry for the questions. I know I sprung some of them on you, but that's the best way. You get
No,
the best
that's
responses.
good, because other than that, I'd be rambling off on tangents and God
Not
knows
at
where
all.
it would go.
Perfect.
Thanks so much for
Paula
having me,
Byrne,
David.
no
Really
bother.
appreciate it.
That's great.
Thank
We'll talk to you
you.
soon. Thanks, Paula.
All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thanks for joining us this morning on this episode of Be Your Best You. If you'd like to join us, please do get in touch. You can do so via our website, which is www.beyourbestyou.ie, or through the social channels. Until next time, be your best you.